That's a good question.
Jim.
January 6th, 2021 is when it started.
Good. Tony, the volume is off.
What? Oh, good.
Something like that, where it's just like,
You know, it's a trick. Sales. It's a big sales trick.
What's that?
You jump 10 steps ahead, backtrack 3. So now you just gain 7 on it.
There you go. All about marketing.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, right? So you say we're not going to have elections. And then you back and you're like, oh.
It seems less crazy when you're...
We'll just let the red states vote. Oh, that's okay, because we're at least having elections now. It's like, no.
It's like when you're bartering, like you overbid some or underbid somebody massively to get them into a. Yep.
That minute's okay.
We got 3 people in the YouTube live.
All right.
I'm gonna grab some more coffee.
I didn't see Melissa this morning. She's not good.
Oh, I'm sure she'll be.
I was gonna say, I'm sure.
What about $1,000 you owe?
Good morning, everyone.
Nobody's listening to you.
Good morning. Welcome to 1 Million Cups in Detroit. In my humble opinion, this is the best 1 Million Cups and the best networking in the country. And it's all because of great people like you. So thank you for coming out this morning. We're very appreciative of your attendance with all the snow and crazy weather. Okay. Thank you so much. All right, so welcome.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
All right, so thank you so much for coming out this morning. We're going to get started. If you're new to 1 Million Cups, we are a national program founded by the Kaufman Foundation, but run here locally by Open Thrive and Incubizo. They're both partners in putting this event on every week because of the value that it brings to entrepreneurs and small business owners. So thank you for coming out again. There's a beautiful young lady named Natalie who's walking around. There she is in the back with a tablet. We like to keep track of those who come out so that we can make sure that those who pay the bills for this event is getting their money's worth and they know who's in the room. We don't spam you, we don't send you emails, we don't do any of that stuff. We just want to keep track of who's coming out and hanging out with us. So please sign in. And Madison Heights and Madison Heights Chamber and Incubizo, thank you so much for your cooperation. So, what is 1 Million Cups? I know many people think that's a kind of a strange name for a networking group. When you think about how many small businesses are launched with an idea over a cup of coffee, or maybe something stronger in the evenings, a cocktail. But how many small businesses have been launched with a brief conversation about, hey, I've got this great idea, I don't know where to go next. So that's the reasoning behind the program. To help small business owners who's got ideas, who wants to launch a business, or who's struggling in their business, to give them some ideas and connect them to resources and give them tools so that they can succeed and build generational wealth. Unless you come from a wealthy family, there's no way to build generational wealth really other than owning your own business. So we want to make sure that no matter who you are or where you are, that you can succeed if it's your goal to launch a small business and build generational wealth. We are active in 120 plus communities nationwide all over the country. There are 3 in Michigan. Hopefully more very soon. So we're looking forward to starting some new chapters. If you live outside this 10, 15-mile radius, and you want to start a chapter, come talk to me. We can get you mentored and get you up and help you to start your own chapter for One Way Cups. Welcome back for all of those who come out every week. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. We really appreciate it. What really drives this community are the presenters, those who come and show their vulnerability, get help with their challenges, get beat up just a little bit, but not much. Ask the hard questions about what you do, why you do it, why is your passion, and let us help you get to the next level. So if you are a past presenter in the room, please raise your hand. I know there's a few. All right. Thank you so much. And it takes a few people to do this every week to put this event on. We always are looking for volunteers to help us to make sure that we provide value to our community every week. If you are an organizer, please stand up or raise your hand. And we thank you for your work to help us get this done. And if you are new, if this is your first day, your first meeting, please raise your hand. Oh, raise your hand. Yeah, thank you. Keep your hands up, we've got a gift for you. That way you can take some great notes. Because not only is the advice that you hear every week good for the person who's here presenting, it is good for anyone who has a small business. That's how valuable the advice is. Because it comes from your peers and those that are who support the entrepreneurial space. The fuel that drives us every week is the coffee. Of course, we all know that, right? I've got my cup right here. We want to say thank you to our coffee sponsor. If you would like to become a coffee sponsor, talk to Christina. You can provide coffee and treats for 40 to 50, maybe sometimes 60 people. But you get 5 minutes. You're the only one who gets to pitch your business. What you do, why you do it, and even if you have a product to sell, we can bring it with you. So we love our coffee sponsors. Again, they're the fuel that drives us. We have a special coffee sponsor this week. And it is Mama Bear's Organic Kitchen. She's going to tell us about her business. Born from Love.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. Awesome. All right, I will speak up. Hi, everybody. I'm Najat Hammond. I'm with Mama Bear's Organic Kitchen, and I have supplied the baked goods for today. All sourdough except for the brownies. The brownies are actually an experiment. So they're vegan. I was asked to make them by another organization. And so I'd love your feedback. I see a thumbs up, so thank you so much. Wonderful, thank you. So happy. They are vegan. The chocolate or the oatmeal raisin cookies, the sourdough, banana, chocolate chip muffins, everything's sourdough, mostly organic ingredients. But before I get started on anything else, I just want to say thank you. Thanks to Darren for providing the awesome coffee for today. It's not the first time. Darren's here a lot. He supplies the coffee a lot. Everybody knows that he provides a great product and a great service by delivering it and setting it all up. So thank you very much for that. And just thanks to this group as a whole. So I will not go into too much detail, but let's just say that my husband and I, who's sitting back there, is awesome. We've been through some shit in the last couple of years. We had a failed business, but thankfully what has come out of that failed business was meeting Tony and Christina, who came to see our warehouse that we're trying to get rid of after our business failed. And they told us about this group because I was starting a bookkeeping business. And so here we are. We've been coming here since September, and this group is awesome. So much positivity, great vibe here, and just really thankful. It's very uplifting every week, and we look forward to coming here every week. So thank you to all of you in this group. Okay, so yes, I am Mama Bear. I actually, I have a sourdough baking business that I run out of my home. I make all organic sourdough bread. I also do the baked goods that you see, among some other things that are on my website, but everything, again, except the brownies that I made today, everything is sourdough, and everything is mostly organic, high-quality ingredients. I do not use seed oils. So that is essentially what I do. Why do I do this? So why do I find it important that this is a service and a product that I supply? Because of that. Those are my daughters, my twin 7-year-old girls. And it all started when they were babies. So I used to be a holistic nutritionist. And when I was raising them, when we were raising them, I was adamant that they were only going to get the best, and that I was going to use my education to make sure that they were thriving. A lot of people say we're in survival mode, which is correct when you have babies. It's hard, but that wasn't good enough for me. They didn't just need to survive, they needed to thrive, and I know that whatever we put into our bodies is super important. So started off with smoothies. I made every single ounce of their baby food. And then when they were a year and a half old and they started eating more grains and they started eating bread, I was like, I gotta make it. There's too much junk in the bread that you buy at the store. In my bread, you will find flour, organic, sourdough starter, water, and salt. That's what you will get in my bread. But I'm sure if you go to the store and you look at the ingredients that are in the bread at the store, you will see far more than that. So that is why. Better for our health, better for our digestion, better for our inflammatory markers, better for everything. And that's why I do what I do. It's for these girls. So why should you care? Yeah. So first and foremost, I know that when we want to treat, we want to treat, and that's awesome, right? It's always cool to indulge every so often. But if you can indulge in something that's a little bit healthier, I say that that is probably a good route to go. So why I've included this is, so these up here, that's what you're going to see in the oatmeal raisin cookies at Costco. Some of the ingredients are okay, but it's a pretty long list. And then the other list, that's what you're going to find in mine. So the less ingredients, the better. The more ingredients you can pronounce, the more that your body is going to know what those ingredients are. So yeah, we can indulge and we can have some things that we wouldn't normally have. We can have some sugar here and there, but it's the kind of food that we have that matters and that is better for our bodies. So that's why I do what I do, and that's why I provide what I provide. And you're going to pay less for the cookies that you get at Costco, but your body is probably also going to feel it a little bit more. So you're going to pay a little bit more for what I supply. Part of that is because of the ingredients that I use, but part of that is also because I'm a one-man band. I do this all out of my home in Beverly Hills, Michigan, all out of my own kitchen. I do not have a corporate kitchen just yet. Hopefully in our commercial kitchen, maybe in the future. That's the goal. But yeah, just like Mr. Darren over here provides a great service and a great product that you might pay a little bit more for than, let's say you were going to go get your coffee at Panera or Tim Hortons or wherever. You're getting a better quality product and you're getting an amazing service. So, kind of that's why I think you should care, maybe, but that's what I provide. So, what are some other things that can be in it for you as people who own your own businesses and maybe provide other products and services to your customers? So, over the last year, I've had quite a number of other business owners approach me to use my cookies for corporate gifts, for networking events, for Chamber of Commerce events. When my husband and I owned our business, it was a flooring business. Every time we completed a floor for a customer, our thank you gift was a loaf of my sourdough bread. And they loved it. They didn't just love the bread, but they loved the idea and the concept. So when you provide a thank you gift to somebody, I think people like something that they can eat, right? Something that tastes pretty good. And I don't like to toot my own horn too much, but I make a pretty darn good loaf of sourdough. Yeah. Thank you. And I have gotten a lot of compliments on my oatmeal raisin cookies, so thank you. Yay! Thank you. I love it. Honestly, it makes me so happy when it makes you guys happy. You guys love it. So that's totally another reason yet why I do what I do, is I just want to provide something that people enjoy, that not only has good quality ingredients, but has my love in it as well. I come from a big Lebanese family, part Italian as well. Love is in our food. Food is our love and gratitude language, so I really hope that you experience that and you experience my baked goods. So again, and when I also said I own a bookkeeping business, which I do, and ironically, I am a preferred bookkeeping vendor now for the flooring franchise that we just left not too long ago. I'm going to get something out of that experience, and that is that. So yes, I do it mostly for that. If there's anybody in here that needs a bookkeeper, we can certainly discuss that. We can talk. I'm most comfortable in the franchise world that I'm in right now, but we can definitely talk and see if my services can be something that would benefit you. But I'm focusing on baking because honestly I'm more passionate about baking than bookkeeping. So that's what I'm mostly promoting right now. We follow our passion, right? So that's what I'm doing. But I say this because when I first started with the bookkeeping business, I went to a Detroit Chamber of Commerce event, and I made what I call, or what my husband labeled as conversation cookies. So I made a bunch of individual chocolate chip cookies, sourdough chocolate chip cookies, and I put my label, my bookkeeping label on the front of it, with my contact information. And instead of us setting up a booth at this chamber event, we walked around and we just passed around my cookies, which had my contact information. So if this is something that you're interested, I can 100% make individual cookies, individually package them, and print out your label. My label would be on the back because I have to have my ingredient list on there. But your label would be on the front with all of your information, and that's something that you can pass around. And again, we call them conversation cookies. It's easy to pass somebody here. Have this great cookie. Here's my contact information. What do you do? So it was, we thought, kind of a cool thing to spread the word about my new business. And then also, you know, I can package up cookies, muffins, whatever, by the dozen, by the half dozen, for distribution to customers or whoever else that you serve. But these are all the different ways that my baked goods can be used, and if you want them individually, you know, for your own families, I can do that too. Most of the time, pickup is at my home in Beverly Hills, but for events like this, if the order is big enough, I deliver here. So just like Derek delivers the coffee here, I deliver your baked goods here if this is something that you're interested in, if you're ever a coffee sponsor. So my card is over here. You can go on my website, which is not updated yet. But if there's anything that you like even want me to try, I'm always experimenting with different baked goods. So if there's anything you ever wanted me to try and make, there's really a few things that I can't experiment with, except just know that I'm not a cake decorator or a cupcake decorator. So I mostly stick with bread, cookies, and cupcakes, and now brownies, apparently. So that's me, and that's what I do. And I truly appreciate all of you, and I really hope that you enjoy the baked goods. And I know there's a couple people in this room that have used my baked goods for their sponsorships, and thank you very much. I appreciate it so much. And I'm just super thankful that there are all kinds of people in this room that just all want to help each other out. That's pretty awesome. So thanks, I really appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoy both the baked goods and the awesome coffee that Darren provided. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you for the brownie. I love brownies. My only suggestion,
Yes.
put some nuts in there.
I will. I needed to get a bake stand. I just need to get the base recipe.
That's just me. I love
You got it.
walnuts and brownies. It's one of my favorites.
Noted.
Cool.
Noted.
All right.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. So that's what a coffee sponsor does. They get a chance to pitch their business, talk about their passion, and then hopefully you will buy some of her baked goods. I love the idea about the labels. We need to get some one-day cups labels and put them on the cookies so we can continue to spread the word. That's a wonderful idea. Real smart. Guess what? Today we're going to have a fun workshop. I'm glad you came out today. We did a survey about a month and a half ago, and the question was, how well do you think you describe what you do to others? And the score, most people said they were an 8 out of 10. We're going to test that figure today. We're going to have some fun. So how do you make sure that you make an impact with your signature statement? When someone asks what you do, what value does your business provide, what do you tell them? And how do you do it in such a way that they say, hey, I want to know more? Denise Roberts, come on up. She's going to be the facilitator of this workshop today. Oh, come on, give her a big hand.
All right.
They're going to get something fun.
Yeah, well, hopefully. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'm going to try this without a mic. Now, my voice is a little strained right now. If I must use a mic, let me know, and I'll use a mic. All right?
Is everybody here okay?
Can you hear me? Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So, in a moment, we're going to test this theory. And how we're going to test it, I can't walk beyond this, can I? Stay in this spot. Okay. To test this theory, what we're going to do is you're going to find someone in this room you haven't met. You haven't met them before. You haven't talked with them before. We're going to give you 1 minute, okay? And we're going to have you pick an A and a B and whatever. and one of you will ask the other one, what is it that you do for a living? Tell me what you do. And you're gonna have 60 seconds. Now, most of us do not have a good sense of time when we start talking about what we do, right? So you're gonna not only tell them what you do, but you're also gonna kind of explain it, right? So guess what? I brought a whistle. So when I blow the whistle, that means your 60 seconds is up and it's time to switch. That's the other test to this. Can I say this not only in a compelling way, but can I say this succinctly? All right, any questions? All right, first of all, I'm going to give you a moment to try to find someone you don't know in this room. All right, so get a partner. All right, those who don't have a partner, raise your hand and we'll help you find a partner. Everybody got a partner? Okay. See, I gotta get your attention when you guys start talking, right? All right, so does everybody have a partner?
Everybody with a partner?
If you don't have a partner, raise your hand. We'll help you find a partner. We've got someone over here that doesn't have a partner. Listen to the instructions. All right, pick an A and a B right now in your group. One of you is A, one of you is B. Everybody got it? All right, B goes first. So, B, tell them about yourself.
I didn't get anybody yet. I can't know everyone. Okay.
All right, time's up. Are you ready?
What's going on, Tony?
I got your message, but I've been sick.
What?
I got your message. I'll get that together for
Okay,
you.
that sounds good.
I went to the doctor last week and I ended up having shingles. So
You have shingles? I
it's
took
been a
that
rough week.
shot.
They won't give you the shot until I'm 50.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You could have probably forced them to. Did you try?
They will not, but I have to wait
Yeah,
till
they
it
will
clears
not.
up.
Like, who cares?
I have to have it clear up. Now I can get the shots.
Oh, good.
But they were telling Christina, they're like, insurance won't pay till you're 50.
Was it on your torso or where was it?
Right here.
It's probably a little. It's always a little happy.
Yeah, I hear about it on the face. It can be bad in the eyes.
Stop. Stay where you are. And stay where you are. Okay. Now, what you're going to ask
Denise.
Stay put.
All right. What you're going to ask your partner, I'm sorry, I have to move. What you're going to ask your partner is, did you, what do you think I do? And have them tell you what they think you do. Okay? And then, you don't have to say, oh my God, you didn't get it. And let me correct that. You know, let me fix that. That's not the job here right now. It's just for you to see do they really get what you do. Right? And then, we're going to give the other person a chance. Okay. Quick question. Partners, did you really get what they do? Yeah? Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you to be really honest because this is to help them. Lots of us are being nice, but we're not really honest. So do you really understand what your partner does? Or what your... Okay, if you did, great. Good job. All right, and did the other person get a chance? I'm not sure that, okay. So, switch. Now the other person, go. Okay, thanks. Come on back. So, same question. Did the other person really get what they do? Yeah? You understand? Okay. All right, again, I'm going to see if you're being nice. We're going to go a little deeper with this in a moment. All right. So, by the way, I don't ring the whistle to be rude. You see how loud the room gets? Yeah? And most of us are trying to explain. You can take your seat. You can take your seat. Yeah. Most of us are trying to explain what we do and go deeper and deeper, and we're waiting for, and if they have a short attention span, they're going, and what do you do? Because they don't get it. And nobody wants to feel stupid. Okay, can I have your attention again? So, I'd like to share a quick story. And we got the phone going off. Okay. I'd like to share a quick story. I do have one request. Can we put our phones on silence for a little bit, because we're going to be interacting here for a while. Okay? Thanks. So, typically, when people go to a networking event, and I don't know that this is you, but when many of us go to a networking event, and we're talking to people, we're looking, I don't know if you've ever had this feeling, you're kind of looking for a needle in a haystack. Because you kind of feel like somebody in this room wants or needs what I have to offer. So, anybody ever felt that way? Yeah. Okay, so we have a tendency, as we talk to the person in front of us, if they don't meet our profile, we kind of want to shoot the wounded and keep going. How many can relate? Yeah? Okay, so, but we're trying to be nice. So, we're trying not to show that, but that's typically how we start to resonate. So, I want to share this story with you because one day, I'm at a networking, I'm sitting in an event, just an event, and the person next to me says, so what do you do? So I said, I made prospecting painless for a group of people who'd rather eat glass than sell. And as a matter of fact, they were a shipping company, they shipped an additional 700,000 pieces in 12 weeks. So we took a group that never generated revenue, a call center, and they turned it into a profit center. And he went, wow, you need to meet my friend David. Now, I didn't say that, this was George I'm talking to. I didn't say to George to try to sell George. George turned this over to David. David had a big challenge. He was going into a new market, and he had to build customers, and it was very difficult. And so he liked the idea of something called painless prospecting. That was appealing. And so he introduced me to David. I worked with David, and their company generated, it was the biggest contract I ever got. It was the biggest contract, or biggest outcome they ever had. In a pilot, generated $13 million worth of additional business in 12 weeks. Thank you. And then they went on to do 140 million when we trained everybody. But my point is, it wasn't me trying to sell George. You get that? So you can be George for someone in this room today. So if you listen from a sense of, do I really understand what they do? And if I really understand what they do and what problems they solve, then I could probably steer them to someone. So if we can listen when we come to networking events and try to be George in this case, listen from who could use what this person is talking about. All right, so I told you that little quick story. Now, I want to, if someone's willing, I'd like to ask for a volunteer to come up here and work with you on some of the steps that we create when you create your compelling self-introduction. Now let me distinguish that from an elevator pitch. What's a pitch? Who wants to tell me, what's a pitch?
And ask for business.
You're asking for the business, right? You're telling, you're pitching. How many of you like to be pitched? I know that there's, times when we go, okay, but most of us don't like to be pitched, right? You want to say what you do in a way that has someone say, wow, I want to know more, right? That's what we're going to work on today. Everybody up for that? Sure. Okay, cool. So do I have a volunteer? All right, first hand up, come on up. All right, let's see if we can do this without a mic. Hi. And you are? All right, Lori Washington? Okay. All right, we gotta give you a mic. All right. So Lori, just look at me. Don't look at them, okay? They're not here. Okay, good. All right. So Lori, tell me, what is it you do? Lori Washington.
I'm an entrepreneur that has a professional consulting practice that helps those who are once justice impact and or 18 years or older, help them create their way to get into development, professional development. I'm helping them run their race so they can cross their own personal finish line and be successful in their employment endeavors.
Okay. Let me pause you right here. Let's turn to this group and say by show of hands, and again, I'm going to ask you not to be nice. Show of hands, how many of you are compelled, like, I really want to know more about what this woman has to offer? Okay, couple, okay, yeah. So we're gonna work on that, all right? Because we're gonna see how, all right, so, do you wanna put the slide up? Yeah. Okay, we have a formula. We're gonna take you through. Okay, so, how long have you been doing this, Lori?
My whole career, but as an entrepreneur.
Well, no, let's take, because this is a good point. So you just started your business, right?
Correct.
Okay, so how long have you started?
Officially January 5th, 2026.
Okay, so she's been in business 3 weeks, right? Okay, so I don't know about you, but most people aren't really excited to start working with somebody who's only started their company 3 weeks ago. But you've been doing this your whole career.
Correct.
All right, so how long is that? How long have you been doing it?
25 plus years as an HR professional.
Okay, so I don't need all those details, because by the way I'm wired, too much details and I check out. I don't know about you, right? All right, so too many, I mean,
Yeah, just move over a little so we can see you guys.
okay, great. We don't know where you gotta give us lines here.
I know.
Well, keep moving. Tell us when we're good.
That's good. Perfect.
All right, thanks, we'll stay here. Okay. All right, so, for over 25 years. You don't have to say I was an HR consultant, Sometimes we're thinking out loud and we're making it up as we're talking. Everybody get that? Okay, all right. So for over 25 years, how many people have you helped in those 25 years?
Countless.
Well, if you had to count.
Literally, changed lives, hundreds.
Hundreds, okay. Which are you more comfortable with, thousands or hundreds?
Hundreds.
Okay, because it's gotta resonate for you. Got it? Okay. So for over 25 years, I've helped hundreds. And who's your target market? Look, you said disabled. I see when you said it all before, it kind of went over my head.
Those who were once justice impacts, or those who were part of the justice criminal system, or those 18 and older who are trying to get it to work.
Okay. Justice impact doesn't, I don't know what that means. And if I don't know what that means, how many of you knew what that meant? Okay, if you don't know what it means, I don't want to look stupid, so I'm going to go, and I'm not really going to get it, right? Okay, so people who, what? Go ahead.
Involved in the justice impact system, so those who are in the justice system, so those who are incarcerated, justice impact is involved.
Okay.
Looking for a second chance.
Okay, great. People who are looking for a second chance who've been imprisoned. Okay, is that succinct?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we want that to work, and it's gotta work for you. It's not Denise's words, it's
Lawrence.
Laura's words. Okay, all right. And what problem do you solve?
Solution, workforce development. If I'm building a robust pipeline to help employers find talent, there are people who need an opportunity. They just need to be.
Okay, I get that. So, is your target, wait, let me back up. Is your target market employers? Or is your target market people who have been released from prison?
I think it's both. It's a community problem that I'm trying to solve. Employers need talent. People who are looking for jobs need employment.
Okay, so let's back up. You gotta be exact to attract. If you make my brain go 2 places, I'm gonna check out again. I'm gonna go, oh, if I think of someone, I'll let you know. Boom. Hey, what do you do? Right? That's what people do when they're networking. Okay, so, if you were prospecting for this, you'd be looking for whom? Employers? Because you could probably find enough people who've been released from prison. You probably could find those people.
And I guess so here's part of my struggle. It really is both, because to find the talent, if they're not prepared or ready for that employer, then it's not beneficial to them. So the talent to make sure that they have the necessary skills to be successful.
All right, if you're here and you're asking this group to help you connect with someone, whom do you want to connect with? Employers, or people who are looking to put personnel in?
I guess just because of who I am, I
Okay, so, all right, it's probably easier for you to go to, how do you find the people who've been released from prisons?
So organizations, example, I'm working with a group, Flip the Script, a part of the Goodwill program.
Perfect,
Chapter Town.
perfect.
So I'm going in.
So what's the problem you solve for Flip the Script?
Helping prepare their clients.
Perfect, okay. I'm sorry. This is what I want you to get. The most important part of this is what problem do you solve? You get that? So I want you thinking, what problem do you solve? Got it? Okay? So what problem do you solve? And then we're going to create a story around this. So the problem that you solve is, say it again.
The problem I solve is helping individuals become job ready.
Perfect, okay. Now, tell me a time when you did that. Tell me a story.
Story, when I helped somebody coach them through a mock interview, building up their confidence, ensuring that they were ready to hit the floor running when they interviewed with their first employer, that they are now employed. So I had the opportunity to practice, reinforce, build their confidence, get them ready for the opportunity to run the race.
Okay, now, of that story, what's the most, so before working with me, this guy would have probably not gotten a job.
Correct.
Right? Because that's what you're looking at. Before I was here, this was the way it was. After I interacted with them, this was the outcome. Right. All right, so now we're going to take your story and we're going to create it from there. So before working with you, he would have probably
Not been successful in securing,
and then what would that have done to his confidence?
kept it low.
And then what would, because, you want to kind of follow that through, all right? So he would have felt worse about himself, blah, 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 blah. Okay. But working with me, he was, what?
Job ready, had the necessary skills, boosted his confidence,
Okay, these are the things. And nailed the job.
landed the job.
Landed the job. Right, yes. Because that's the part of the story you want to get to, right?
Correct.
Because people want to see in the story. All right. Now, the last part of this is to ask me a closing question. So what would you want to ask me?
How can you help me be successful? Do you know of individuals that I can contact that can utilize my services?
Okay. Now, that's a question. Is there a way we could tighten that? Do you know people who have, who need this kind of coaching to get a job? Right? Do you know someone who's been challenged in the legal system or whatever, the way you said that before, to coach them to get a job?
Absolutely. Do
Right.
you know anybody with barriers that can utilize these services?
Yes. Now, that's very different than who do you know? Right? So you see that? Okay. Now, can you put it all together? So I'm going to say to you, Lori, hi, tell me what you do.
Hi Denise, my name is Laurie Washington. I help those who were once in the, here's a card.
Okay, can I pause here? Can I pause? Lori, I just want to tell you something. A pet peeve of mine is when someone hands me a card and I don't know if there's any value in us. Yeah. So that's just a pet peeve of mine. Don't know if anybody else. But okay, all right. So hopefully that wasn't purple coaching, but yeah.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
So again, Laurie Washington, the services that I offer really, the company name is Run Your Race. The goal of Run Your Race is to help those who were once justice impact, help them build their confidence to secure and land employment. Do you know any individuals who could utilize these services to help them land their ideal job?
Okay. Not bad. It's a little better. All right. So wait. How many are now? Yes, thank you. How many are now interested? Because it could use some more work, right? Because justice impact, it still makes my brain go sideways. Because I don't really understand what that means. You can give me an example. Right? So, all right. Now, but you see my point. What I'm trying to get across. So thank you, Lori. Thank you. All right. Give her a hand. The point I'm making is, and we kind of led you with what do you do, right? So that triggers your brain because you went to school. Teacher says, answer the question, you answer the question. What do you do? I'm a CPA. Well, that's not compelling to me, necessarily, right? So we have a tendency to answer that way. Here's the better question to ask and the way to think. What problem do you solve? If you walk up to someone today as you're networking and say, what problem do you solve? Now, they're probably going to be taken aback and they might be blah, 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 kind of explaining, but it will help them crystallize, right? Because this isn't about your compelling self-introduction. All right. Can't have that water bottle. I took one too deep a breath. Consider your compelling self-introduction isn't about introducing yourself and trying to impress someone. That's what we typically do. It's about helping the right people recognize themselves in your story. If I tell you I help people who would rather eat glass or hate prospecting, and I tell you a story that it was gut-wrenching for me, and I was hiding in a staircase in tears before, and I created my own training, the right people will hear themselves in that story, and then you will want to have a conversation. That's the point of having a compelling self-introduction. So, we've got a few more minutes left, so what I'd like you to do is everybody take a moment and write down real quick. If you don't have paper, somebody's got paper. Ask somebody in the room for paper. Write down what problem you solve and a problem that a story around that problem that you've solved. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do that.
I've never used it. What, eating glass or talk about it?
That's a good, kind of wakes people up.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it hits home because more often than not, the people that, like for me, the people that I don't really want to be working with are the ones that are DIY investment people. Because they can be a little bit overbearing. Well, overbearing, it's kind of like them giving up their own baby for me to watch when they're like, it's basically like somebody who's a stay-at-home mom and loves being a mom, and then letting someone be a nanny.
Yeah, but now I gotta
It's kind of one of those things where it's like, this like long term, it's hard for those types
Yeah, there's
of
more
relationships
challenges
to work.
involved in that for sure.
Whereas I'd much rather, I'll work with those people, but I'd much rather work with someone who would rather eat grass than manage their own investments. Right.
Or someone that, really has the.
You got about one more minute.
As opposed to
So,
you creating a need for it.
again, come up with your problem and a story related to that, how you solve that problem.
And I mean,
I'm in a situation.
Well, I have a quick question for you.
Yes, my friend.
So, Lori's explanation of what she did, would that resonate with people of her industry more than likely? Because they would understand those terms? So it's more important to recognize.
Yes.
If you're in a different room, you may speak
Thank you.
English.
Well said. Who are you in front of? Because I can say, I've worked with entrepreneurs, I'm in a room full of entrepreneurs. But if I work with salespeople, I'm in a room of salespeople. If I'm in a room of corporate people, I would say I work with major corporations. Right? So yes, thank you. Well said. It's about gearing it to who you're talking to, who you're in the room with. But thank you. That was well said. Very good. All right. Your 2 minutes are up. So here's what I'm going to, for time's sake, I'd ask you to get back with the same partner that you had before. And I want your partner to say to you, instead of, what do you do? Say, what problem do you solve? Okay? And then wait for them to tell you a story that connects that dot. Okay? Got it? Any questions? All right, so everybody get your partner again. Find your partner from before. And then I'll give you a minute to do that, and then we'll switch.
32 years. So like, I have the experience of growing up in a business and working alongside someone that had more experience. But people still look at me and they're like, you're a kid.
Well, times have changed, and that hasn't changed. Investment strategies have never changed. Just to, you know, be more exciting to someone. It's changed. So you start looking at the fact that, you know, I've had some people come in up to me, like Fisher cracks me up because they go, we do something really different. I can't tell you unless you give us the money, but we actually do something so different. Give me that opportunity to show you that difference. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to. You tell me the difference first, and then I'll give you something, you know, to possibly work with. But it's hard. My dad was an insurance agent. My brother and I, neither one of us went into the insurance business. Our three sisters, and two of them went in with my dad. And when I look back on it, I do kind of the same thing, except I do it with IT services and entrepreneurs that my dad did in insurance, which is try to help people, you know, pursue things, you know, investments. But he was a property casualty guy. He wasn't an investments or a life insurance. So it was kind of different. Mine was like, I used to remember, you know, hearing him talk to people in the middle of the night that had some type of tragedy because it was property casualty, and I was like, I want to help people for sure. But, and it's not that I don't care about someone calling me in the middle of the night. I just can't, I just had that at 5:30 in the morning on Sunday morning, last Sunday. It was something, you know, idiotic, but we just decided not to do it. And my brother became an optician and I did what I wanted to do, but I still feel like I'm in the sales activity, and I've always, you know, I tried to be a program manager, so I did like sales for IT instead of programs. But it's a tough business, so you followed your dad, which is awesome. You get all of that experience, you make it a little bit of, you know, maybe second generation things, or knowledge of people.
And there's a little bit of help from the client perspective. So like your client shares, so he shares with you some of his clients, not a lot. Certainly not enough to make it so that I don't have to like.
Yeah, it's not like you get the referral business that just, you know, you can't keep up with.
No, it's certainly not that. Whereas a lot of children of advisors get in the business when they're like 35, as their parent is like within a couple of years of it.
Right, they want to kind of drop it off to you.
And make it, and essentially that makes it so that those advisors don't have a prospect at all. They just walk into a turnkey business.
That's a tough one.
So the challenge for them is one, the learning curve, and two, the fact that like they haven't been doing this for a long time. All of a sudden you're now helping people that have been working with someone for experience.
I'll tell you the
Hey,
real
come on back, go back to your seats.
It's like, okay, I was going to deal with second generation
Alright, come on.
where the money went to. That was
Alright, Steve, here's what happened.
because they always like, I don't want to do it like my dad and mom did it.
Okay, what happens is when we start to try to tell a story, it takes longer,
But I
doesn't it?
have to do it because, you know, my parents gave me this, you know, this amount to deal with. So you do that too.
Okay, it takes longer when we start to tell a story, correct?
That must be really challenging.
All right, so not a problem. Was it better with your partner this time when you asked him what problem you
Good
solved?
idea.
Yes, show of hands. How many found it better? Yes, good. Thank you. That's your tip today. Think about what problem do I solve, and to help when I'm having a conversation with someone else, what problem, ask them, what problem do you solve? Instead of just saying, what do you do? I mean, it's pretty typical. We say, what do you do? And they'll start to tell you. and then you can then add, and what problem do you solve? Right? All right, so, quick question. Was this helpful? Yes. All right, what was the, I'd like to hear from a couple of you. What was the key takeaway from today that you saw for yourself? Over here, your first name.
Bridget.
Bridget.
Yes, so,
Okay.
what it was not
Hold on, yeah.
what it is it's not about me, it's about the problem I saw.
Very good. Give her a hand. Love it. Anybody else? What did you see? The takeaway. We got a few more. Go ahead. Your name.
My name is Ebony, and I think for me, the framing, like the framework that you had, is extremely helpful because then you can just kind of plug things into it.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm not really good at following the whole system. That's just my wiring. But the key parts of this are what problem you solve, the story that connects to the problem, and the last part is to ask a closing question. As a matter of fact, when I worked with Bobby, my closing question was to say, because I told him about I help people rather eat glass than prospect, right? And I said, what are your prospecting challenges? Oh, you can open the door. If they say none, then it's not a fit. Yeah, okay. There was another one? Okay.
Fewer words, greater emotion, greater impact.
You got it. You dropped the mic. Woo! Right. It's have them connect with the emotion. Because we get logical, and this is emotional. Very well said. Okay, so we're probably at time, so I'd like to share with you one last thing. This is a piece inside of a program I run called The Art of Networking. And in the art of networking, it is not only, you learn 4 steps, and you do it with 4 different people in the room. People you don't know. And so that's, and art of networking is inside of what we do in painless prospecting as well. So, on that note, I think you have, okay, we've got some more dates if you're interested in attending any of the free webinars on painless prospecting. So, and if you don't get that quick enough, I happen to have the QR code here, and you can scan it and you can register for one of them. So on that note, thank you very much. I really appreciate this. This is fun. This is what I want to do. So,
Nice job.
thank you.
Thank you, Denise. So what do you think? Was that valuable? If you help you think decide what you do. And that's the whole idea. None of our businesses will survive if we can't sell. And if we can't connect with our prospects, we'll never be able to sell them anything. So that's the whole idea surrounding it. Well, thank you so much for your attention this morning. This was fun. Let me grab my and thank you, Denise. I met Denise years ago when she was doing business prospecting, because I was one of those people who would rather eat glass than prospect. The tips and things that she gave me, gave me confidence, gave me the right things to say, to help me to make more money. I really appreciate that.
My pleasure.
So next week we have 2 presenters coming up. If you would like to be a presenter, bring your business challenges to the group. You can scan this QR code or go to the 1 Million Cups website and sign up. A quick 5-minute application will get you in the system. We give you a template, we give you coaching, and we help you to present your challenges in a way that everybody benefits, even you. Coming up next week is Apollos, one of our returning presenters. This guy's got a cool product, you gotta come check it out. And Boyos, who is a new business who's coming to talk to us about what they do. And as you see, we've got a full schedule coming up over the next 6 weeks or so. So we look forward to all those who are going to come up and present their businesses. So thank you so much. We have events coming up. We thank Incubizo. If you need a co-working space, if you are interested in a podcast, we have a new podcast studio down the hall. So Carmen or Josh are on the tour. Anybody wants to do podcasting, it's great. And thank you, Open and Thrive, who's my employer and who is the primary sponsor for this event. We work with small businesses in Oakland County to make sure that they get the resources and help that they need We have a B2B service program, and we have some of our service providers in the room. If you are a B2B service provider for Open Thrive, raise your hand. I know Melissa's in the room. Please raise your hand.
Good, raise your hand.
There we go, all right, there we go. Yes. Talk to them about some of the services that they provide for Oakland County business owners. We have a program that provides technical assistance. That's it. We take pictures every week. We have a gallery. If you ever want to see who's in that gallery, or if you want to tag us, please do so. We want to continue to see this room full of people. We want to continue to help people. And once you become a part of this community, you are part of the family. And we are done.
Wait, can I say one?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Come back.
All right. I forgot to do my signature thing.
My signature thing is, you have information from this, but information without application evaporates. Would you agree? Okay, so I'm gonna give you all a 48-hour challenge. So, what will you take away from this and do in the next 48 hours? So some of you, it might be to write your stories, some of it might be to identify what your problem is, you know, go to a networking event and actually try this. And I'd love to hear from you if you do take on the challenge. So how many are willing to take on the challenge? Yes? All right. You are at all sorts of networking events, so come on, I can't even see why you didn't raise your hand. Come on, I'm gonna call you
I
out.
have a choice what to do, because I'm gonna have to do a 3-minute presentation tomorrow anyway.
Oh, all right, there, perfect, you got it handled. All right, very good. So again, thank you very much, and I'd love to hear from you. So, thanks, bye-bye.
So please gather in the middle of the room here between the two poles. We're going to do a quick photo. And you can find that photo on our social media. Please tag us. We have a YouTube page on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And thanks, everyone.